Imagine a world where you could only drink seawater. Over 300 million people globally rely on desalination every single day. Cheers. What? Dan, did you swap that? So, what does a town in Greater Manchester have to do with all this? I'm here in Rochdale, the home of the cooperative. The Rochdale Pioneers Society was established here on Toad Lane, Rochdale in 1844. It's recognised as the first modern cooperative business and the foundation of what was to become in 2000, the Cooperative Group. Formed by a group of 28 working class men, primarily cotton mill workers, the society was created to combat poor living conditions, low wages and the widespread adulteration of food by private traders. They pooled their resources to open a shop, selling essential goods like flour, oatmeal, sugar and butter at fair prices, with profits distributed to members based on their purchases. The group's total number of locations is 3,160. Encompassing food, funeral, insurance and legal services. The co-op is now owned by over 5 million active members and has a revenue of £11.3 billion. Just as the co-op pioneers solved a vital social problem in 1844, this Rochdale company is solving a vital global problem today: clean water. Cruise ships across the world rely on water decontamination technology for millions of holiday makers every year. I know there aren't many cruise ships in Rochdale, but stick with us. This is Salt Separation Services, and today we're going through the factory. Hi, I'm Tom.
Hi, Sarah. Nice to meet you.
Dan, nice to meet you.
So what is it you guys do?
We are Salt Separation Services. We design and manufacture reverse osmosis desalination equipment. It's used for the production of fresh water from seawater, used on Navy ships, cruise ships, oil platforms and other applications.
We're based in Rochdale and we've had quite a steep growth over the last 5 years. So we've gone from 65 staff, currently sat at 96 staff, and we plan to increase that to 110 over the next couple of years.
Amazing. Is there any apprentices about that could show me some machines?
Actually, yes. So this is Letitia and Oliver.
Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Oliver. I've done a year in Bury College, then I came to Salt Academy. I started in September and I've just completed my capital sales rotation. I'm now in design.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Letitia. I've just came straight from school, started in 1st of September, and I'm currently in projects.
What was it that made you both decide to be engineers?
I like the hands-on practical side of things, so I prefer to be in a workshop doing either welding or assembly.
Okay.
I also like the workshops. Both of my brothers did engineering and they come home talking about the projects that they've done and what they've learned, and it just somehow inspired me.
Brilliant. We talk a lot about changing perceptions of young people, which is obviously why we're here filming. But what was it that made you, Oliver, think about taking them hands-on experiences like DIY and stuff into being an engineer?
My granddad was really into his DIY, so I was always there with him, helping him and stuff. So then I realised that I do like that practical side and wanted to do it as a job. Okay. So then decided to come and be an engineer at SaltSep.
What is it that you've learnt so far at SaltSep? What's been the big learning?
I started in capital sales, so I was learning the background of it all with customers sending in applications for our plant, and I'm now in design, learning about all the parts and how to design them. We're currently doing our project loop, which is this infinity cube thing, which is part of our endpoint assessment for college.
Okay, Letitia?
I was currently in design and I learned how to use a CAD system and was using the 3D mouses, and we've learned how to do the drawings of each model that we've made, and then I've moved into projects, which has given me a good understanding of everything that you need to do and then create the part numbers for projects.
So you've seen taking from design to how to install and commission a full machine.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks guys, have a great day at work.
You too.
Me too.
We're safe and sound. I can feel your cup. You know my river won't evaporate. This world we still appreciate. You could be my luck. Even in a hurricane of frowns, I know that we'll be safe and sound. We're safe and sound.
Elliot, how long have you worked at Salt Separation?
I've been here 5 years.
What's the best thing about being an engineer here?
The variety of projects. No 2 days are the same. Get a good variety of sort of military projects, commercial, commercial marine and industrial projects, both onshore and offshore. There's still a bit of offshore oil and gas work, so there is the opportunity to go out to oil rigs. But yeah, I've been a variety of places in the world as well. Yeah, some good, some bad. But it's also the people that work here.
Yeah.
There's a good camaraderie and a good work culture.
Yep.
So yeah.
So while I've got you, any chance you could explain reverse osmosis?
Yeah, so reverse osmosis uses a semi-permeable membrane to take a high concentration seawater and using pressure, split that into 2 streams, a high concentration reject and a low concentration permeate, which is pure water.
Pure water, drinking water or not?
No.
Okay.
If we were to drink permeate ourselves, the permeate would actually strip minerals out of the body over an extended period of time. So in order to make drinking water, we need to further process it by adding or remineralising minerals back into the permeate stream to make it drinkable.
Okay. Thanks for introducing me to the apprentices. Is there any chance we could talk about skills?
Yeah, come into our office, we'll have a chat now.
Okay, so just name, job title. Whoever wants to go first.
Sarah Ashworth, Managing Director.
I'm Dan Shackleton, Technical and Commercial Director.
Who wants to explain what the Salt Sep Academy is?
I will. We have recognised specifically this year the importance for apprentices within the business and growing our own talent because there's a mass shortage of engineers out in the world. So this year we decided to launch our Salt Sep Academy, which we decided to take on a number of apprentices straight from school level. So we will bring them in and do the level 2. If they succeed the first year, they'll move on to the level 3. If they succeed that, they'll go on to the HNC. So what we did is we put applications out and we got 110 applicants. We then brought 30 of those applicants in for open days where we did team building, engineering aptitude tests and one-to-one interviews with a number of members of the team from Salt Sep. And then we picked the best 6 and we have taken on those 6, run them through the first year and see how they get on, and then hopefully we'll take them on to the second year. Okay. So on that open day that we had, what we were looking for in the apprentices were primarily behaviours around being driven, enthusiastic, aptitude for engineering, a level of professionalism, confidence.
What age groups was that?
They were, actually we were primarily looking at school leavers, but we actually have a couple of older apprentices on there as well. So we have a 24-year-old and we have a 35-year-old on there as well. So yeah, we have got a big span. So I wouldn't really say age is a factor. We did market it to the schools and the colleges, but if other people want to apply, we're more than happy to take those on as well.
We've partnered with Hotwood Hall College to help us deliver this academy. It's the first time we've rolled out an academy per se. We've historically always had apprentices within the organisation, but it's really been an ad hoc process. This time we've formalised it fully.
One thing that we do look for in all of the apprentices is we like to match them against our core values, and that's something that we do throughout the process as well. So our 5 core values are integrity, communication, quality, health and safety and family, and we will have a set of questions that we ask them that we can score them on based on those values, and then we follow those through the first year as well. So they go around the business in different areas, and then in each area, once they've finished that area, so every month they move on, the manager of the area will score them based on the core values, and then whoever scores highest at the end will come through as the most successful applicants.
Okay, and to get to the shortlist, do they have to have a certain qualification in the first place? Is it a certain GCSEs or?
This time, no, they had to have the GCSEs, so they had to have passed the GCSEs, but we have just taken school leavers, there was no other qualifications required. We are looking at potentially taking on T-level apprentices next year, so from college level with A-levels, and we'll put those in the more professional roles, so project engineers, in more office-based rather than shop floor-based.
I suppose that's quite an important part of it, isn't it? Everyone thinks we need more people in engineering, so there need to be hands-on engineers. But actually there's a lot of job roles in a company like this that people forget about.
There's a significant amount of job roles that are not hands-on in this organisation. We have project engineers who manage and run projects and also undertake design calculations and equipment specifications. And then we have design engineers who as well as draw using software like AutoCAD, they're also involved in doing pressure vessel calculations, process designs, pipe calculations, that kind of thing. So I would say we, as a business, although we do manufacture, we have a more of a bias towards the non-trade activities, if you like, in the office.
I'd say both are just as important, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah. And we also have quite a large service team. We have 9 engineers that are field-based, that operate on cruise ships, naval vessels, oil platforms, who are multi-skilled. So they're mechanical, electrical and process engineers. So they've got a mix of disciplines in each individual.
There's a thing around changing perceptions, especially at a younger age, of people that still think engineering's dirty and oily and overalls. Like what I grew up around, my dad and my uncle, my granddad. Is there anything that you could say from Saltsep side that actually it's not all oil and grease?
Well, we're quite clean.
I would say absolutely. We produce equipment that makes drinking water. So there's a sanitary element to that. We have to operate in fairly clean conditions because the actual product can't be contaminated. So we do have oils and greases on site. We have pumps to lubricate and motors to lubricate and things like that. But actually, it's a very, very clean environment. Our stainless steel fabrication shop, it's a fabrication shop. It's still very, very clean because we can't have contamination.
Yeah.
I'd say that is one of the good things about our apprenticeship programme as well. The rotation that they go on, they do 6 months in the project engineering side, the procurement side, the design engineering side, where they wouldn't put a set of overalls on at all, and then they do the second 6 months on the shop floor, so they get the balance of both, and it just shows the wider variety of engineering roles.
We're trying to break the silos between, design and project management and operations on the shop floor, because it can get quite siloed and everyone relies on everyone else in the organisation to deliver a product at the end of the day.
If you had to pick one skill or a set of attitudes that would mean that young person that's watching this could succeed in your business, what would each of you choose?
One?
I've got one. I don't know if Sarah's is the same as mine.
What's yours?
Inquisitiveness.
Yeah.
A real willingness to learn and be interested in what we do. Yeah.
And a level of, alongside that, a level of confidence.
Okay.
I really like it when I went to meet the apprentices on the open days, those who weren't shy to come forward and ask those questions, because you just know that that's what they're going to be like once they step into the role as well. So I would say that for me.
Engineering isn't just about machines. It's about curiosity, problem solving, and creating solutions that impact people's lives all over the world. If you've got this far and you're thinking about a career in manufacturing, you can start your journey today. Visit the Gov website, approach your local college, and explore opportunities near you. There's a pathway to be an engineer in every corner of the UK. If you're in Greater Manchester, salt separation services are opening their doors right now. You can visit saltsep.co.uk, follow them on LinkedIn to find out more and apply. Wherever you are, remember this: be curious. Make things, break things, build things. That's how engineers are made, and that could be you.